Welcome to the end of the week. This marks the end of my second last week of 2019 at work. I have 5 more working days left until I am finished for the end of the year. What a perspective to have started the week with. If you remember at the beginning of the week, I was shocked to realize we only had 2 weeks left. But now I am very much looking forward to finishing off the year well. And it's been interesting for me this week. I was in Melbourne for a couple of days. I had a very big project on. There's my to-do list. Seriously, I could wallpaper this office with my to-do list. Hey, Beck, it's so lovely to see you. We missed you this week, but hey, you did the right things. You looked after you. You've made sure you were where you needed to be. I just wanted to let you know that we missed you. Food was yummy. Like I was saying, I could wallpaper my office with my to-do list. But when you have incredibly tight deadlines for something, it's amazing what becomes unnecessary, or what you take off your urgent list and you know that you can park it elsewhere. So the question that I have been asking myself all week is, does this need to be done immediately? Does this need to be done immediately? Jill Johnson Young, it is lovely to see you here today as well. And it's interesting for me because I like to be busy, I like to see things done, and I am growing in my frustration that people and other things don't move as fast as I do. It is the curse of being a very competent entrepreneurial type of person, but I just like to move fast, and I always seem to have a lot of things on, but I don't finish things to a level of completion that I would enjoy. So that's something I'm looking forward to next year, is actually bringing some projects through to a more completed phase. I'm not going to say completed because that's me, but they're going to move further along, which is going to be really cool. I'm very much looking forward to that. So I had some travel in my week this week, and that's always disruptive, but I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed being away in a hotel on my own, where someone else was cleaning for me, someone else was food prepping for me. I enjoyed being in Melbourne, and just the air quality was so delightful, even though it was very cool. And just having a bit of space for me to just kind of go, I did eat a lot of chocolate and I did eat a lot of cheese. Both of those things are not healthy for me, but I did it anyway. And I've come home with a little bit more pep and vigor, and looking forward to the weekend as it comes along. So I'm curious to know what you will be putting in your book of evidence this week. I'm curious to know how you're going to celebrate the end of this week. So I'd love you to drop some comments below for me and let me know what it is you're celebrating this week. What is worth you remembering by writing it down and saying, I did this, or this happened, or somebody said thank you. Well, I've got 2 things I want to talk into today. One of them was this job that I went to Melbourne for. It made me realize how important the customer relationships that we have. Does I say that well? How important my customers are to me. They trust me incredibly, and the trust that they have in me, they are then able to pass on to their customers. Because I have worked with a lot of insurance companies, and that way they send me to their customers who end up becoming our clients. It's all very convoluted, but that's the way it works. But basically, they are saying to their customers, we've got this person that we trust who we think can help you. And there were a lot of people involved in this event, or the person I went to see this week, and he was just really unwell. And I'm incredibly grateful that I was trusted enough to be a part of that situation, to be the voice of, this gentleman is really unwell, we need to do things differently here. And I cannot thank my customers enough for trusting me with that opinion, and to be placed in that situation where it's like, no, we actually need to take care of somebody here. So I'm really honored, and that is an entry that I've made into my book of evidence. So this is the very first one. This is the one that you can all get a copy of now. It's had some iterations. And the next thing I want to speak into is I made quite a public announcement this week about what's been going on for my husband and I over the last 5 weeks. It was becoming really difficult for me not being able to talk about it, but I didn't want to take his power away from him. So we've got a significant health challenge. I say we because I'm caring for my husband who's actually living with it. And what has been an incredible, it's just been, I don't even know how to say it. What has been incredible for us this week is to see the outpouring of concern and genuine care and love and kindness and compassion from people, which was unexpected. Now, I'm not saying that I have people in my world that I expect to be rude. I just didn't expect people to want to relate to me in such a heartfelt way. And I thank you all for that. I thank you for those who have sent me private messages. There's been a lot of private messages. I thank you for the people who get me and understand why I've been a little bit distant or quiet in the last couple of weeks. But that is certainly something I need to remember, because what it has shown me is when I am in a crisis, when I don't know what to do, I can genuinely go, I don't know what to ask for. I'm letting you know what's going on in case you've got some ideas on how you can help me. And I think as health professionals, I know for me, when this health diagnosis became known, I jumped straight into I'm supposed to know what to do. I'm supposed to know what to do. I'm supposed to know what to do. I'm sure I'm not alone here. Actually, I know I'm not alone because I've had these conversations with a couple of other people this week. And it was so comforting for me to have people go, yep, that's how we think and feel, but that's actually not what your husband needs from you right now. And that's normal, Joe. That's what health professionals do, but that's not what we need from you right now. So for me, there's been this incredible normalizing of my sense of self and my normalizing of my experience, and an opportunity to be able to let go of being the health professional, the caregiver, the care provider, the care person, and go, I actually haven't got a clue what we need. I haven't got a clue what to ask for. All I know is I really, really resent having to go to the hospital so often, and I really, really resent having to cook food right now. And you know what? People come up with really great ideas on how you can be supported, how you can be loved, even when you haven't got a clue how to do that. So what am I going to write in my book of evidence? My book of evidence this week is I don't have to have all the answers to be of value to people. I don't have to know all the answers for people to want to be in my life. And that's speaking right into my whole need to perform for approval. Childhood Joe, she just arrived. This is why this book is so important. You think that this is just about collecting funny little anecdotes for yourself? Oh no, it's going to uncover some of that deep stuff that we intellectualize and rationalize away, and it's going to help you gently uncover some of those thoughts and ideas that you have about yourself that need to change. And we're doing it by creating new neural pathways in our brain. We're doing it by creating a safe way so your amygdala doesn't go, freak out, so that you can actually learn to express your love and care and compassion for yourself in a way that doesn't feel icky, odd, or weird. How cool is that? The power of this tool continues to give and give and give and give. I have had so many people reach out this week telling me what they're putting into their books of evidence. So that's why I'm talking about it every Friday, because if you're not doing it, you should be doing it. I still have copies left, and if you're, we've probably got a week to be able to get them under people's Christmas trees. Being honest, you have a week. It's a beautiful book. Anyway, I just want to get it into people's hands. Whether you do it for Christmas or not is another thing. So let's go. All right. Thank you, Jill. You're so lovely. I actually said to somebody yesterday, the question was asked, how are you keeping it together, Joe? My response was, well, I've been working with Jill Johnson Young for the past 5 years, so I better have learned something. So there you go, Jill. That seriously was what came out of my mouth. So I've just had a thought. We need to have a discussion about where we can get some of your path through grief stuff. Yes, please and thank you. All right, people, it is the weekend. I actually have a weekend where I actually don't know what's going to happen. So my husband had 5 hours of treatment today. We don't know how he's going to respond to that. So I actually need to be available to see what he needs. Now, the planner in me hates that. The person who likes to know what we're doing, when we're doing it, and how we're doing it really, really doesn't like that. But I have a list of people I can reach out to. I have a list of things that I might like to do. I have a list of 2 things that have to be done tomorrow, and they're both to do with food prep. But anywho, that is what my weekend is going to be like. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to be around my husband, around my home, around my little veggie garden that needs a drink. And I am really looking forward to being able to come back into my week next week so that I can finish that week with excellence. And I can make sure that I'm living with integrity with myself, and I can make sure that I can leave work at the end of 2019 knowing I've put myself in the best position possible for 2020. That is going to be very, very ultra uber cool. So until next week, no surprises, John, more cricket. Yes, well, cricket's on tomorrow, and Australia is currently playing New Zealand, and we're batting, and we're doing quite well. We will see how that goes for the rest of the day. I don't think we'll last the rest of today's play, and then anyway, I won't go into that and bore you silly. All right, until next week, go be your awesome self.